Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a flipping pancake with a syrup spreading on the pancake using RealFlow. So without further interruption, I'm going to show you what we're going to be creating. Now you see that syrup is going all over the pancake. So let's go ahead and open up Cinema 4D and begin. Now for this actual tutorial, I'm going to show you how I created the actual pancake and texture, and I'm going to show you how I used the bend deformer to bend it and how I animated it. So let's begin. So what I used was I actually used a sphere. Let's go ahead and turn on the lines. And right now, let's see what we have. This size is good. Let's go ahead and use the actual transform tool. Let's go ahead and switch it to object mode, and we're going to actually shrink it to the size of a pancake. So let's go ahead and do that. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you, you're going to learn a little bit of modeling, and you learn a little bit of actual sculpting. So here we have the pancake, right? Now let's go ahead and throw a quick texture on it. So we see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and create a quick texture. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go to the color. I'm going to choose gradient, and I'm going to choose in the V2DV. So let's go ahead and add it to our actual geometry. Let's go ahead and press C. Actually, let's leave it. We're going to actually do a couple things first. Let's go ahead and let's invert the knots so that we'll have the texture at the top instead of the bottom. So let's go ahead and right click actually and press invert knots. That way we have the part of the actual pancake at the top. So let's go ahead and bring in a reference image, options, configure, and we'll go to the back section and we'll import an image. Let's see what I have in my downloads. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is going to be our reference image. So as you can see, we have the actual colors. We're just going to grab a couple of these colors and we're going to add to it. Then I'll show you how to put the bump map on it also. So let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and click a few colors here. So right now we have, let's go ahead and enlarge the actual front view. Let's make it larger. So we could pick some colors from this. Let's go ahead. So right now we have the white here. So the white, this is the actual top part. So let's go ahead and click. And we're going to take this yellow here. And we have that. So let's go ahead and see what else we could do. We're going to add this part right here. Let's click this. And we go ahead and click the darker part of the texture, like right here. And we're going to press OK. So let's go ahead back to our main perspective view and see what we have. Okay, so you see we have the middle part, which is that, and we have the darker part, which is right here. So we try to match it to an actual reference image. So let's go ahead and let's see how would we do that. So we'll bring this further out this way, and we'll clamp this a little bit more. Let's bring this a little bit closer to it, like so, and this will make it a little bit wider. Like right about there. We don't want it to be too sharp. Might want to bring it back a little bit. Okay. All right, let's bring it back a little bit. Right? I think right around there looks good. Right? And right now we have this. Now, let's go ahead and choose another color for the edge here. It looks a little bit yellow to me, or off-white. So let's go ahead and double click and we'll pick the color right here. Actually, I think it's a little bit yellow than that. and automatically it changed to that. So we're going to use this as a base for our texture for now, and we're going to continue texturing this when we've actually finished animating it. So let's go ahead and look at what we have. Let's go ahead and throw this into a subdivision surface and make sure we have the hidden lines on, shaded lines. So I'm going to actually lower this to like probably 1. I'm going to press right click. I'm going to select children. I'm going to hit current state to an object. And that actually make a duplicate of that object. So let's go ahead and drag that out. We don't need that null right now. We'll delete that. And we're going to actually go ahead and see what we have. Now let's see how we could bend this, because we want it to actually bend before it falls. So here's a quick tip. Let's go ahead. So right now we're adding a bend deformer to the scene. And I would actually place the bend deformer inside. Actually, I think it's the opposite way. We're going to make the bend a child of the object. Then we press fit to parent. So if we go now and we make sure we select the mode to unlimited and we increase the strength, we'll have this. And you see it's actually bending in the wrong axis. That's not what we want. We want to bend this way, that way. So the way to do that is actually we'll try to rotate it. I will probably rotate this way, which is -90 degrees. See what it's looking like. And we're going to have to keep messing with it until we actually got the right bend. Now that's not the right bend, but we're getting closer. So as you can see, it's bending this way. We don't want it that way, right? So maybe we have to actually flip it this way. Let's bend one more time. No. See, that's actually not the way we want it to be bent. Let's go ahead and actually wait until we get the actual correct bending. Actually press fit to parent again. Let's take a look at it. So yeah, you can actually, there you go. I'm actually use that. So let's see what happens when we wind it all the way up this way. Should completely curve around. If you press keep length, want to keep the length, make sure you check keep y-axis length. So let's go ahead. Okay, so there we have the actual bend, right? Let's go ahead and press 0 right there to make sure you go back to the normal state where it was at. So let's go ahead to frame 0. Let's go to frame actually 15. We're going to set a keyframe on the strength to 0. We're going to go back and set it. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's undo that by pressing Ctrl Z. Sorry about that. Let's actually animate it falling down first before we do that. So let's go ahead at frame 20, actually 30. We're going to actually set a keyframe in the position. Then we go to frame 0, and we're going to actually bring it up out of the scene, away from the scene. Then we're going to press that. So we should have something like this. Now what we have to do now, the best thing to do is actually right click and go to show F curves. And we're going to highlight these two curves here. And we're going to change it to a linear, to give you more like a more smoother like transition. That looks great to me. So now what we have to do now is actually Okay, now we're going to animate the bending.